Pal, welcome back, and today we have another top 10 list, and it is the top 10 MCU inspired Marvel Legends of 2017. Let's go. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Today we have another recap of the best Marvel Legends of 2017 with another top 10 list, and it is the top 10 MCU inspired Marvel Legends of 2017. So that may be from the films or from Netflix, as they're all in the MCU circle. Now, if you're anything like me, then you love the films, and I love having a little piece of all the movies that I love on my shelf, creating my own little MCU. Now, this list was very hard for me to create, but as always, I have one rule: I make the rules, and I have to own the figure. So unfortunately, I do not have the Ego Starlord 2-pack, even though I really want the Ego. I do not have that, unfortunately, and I do not have the Valkyrie and Thor 2-pack from Thor Ragnarok. Again, really wanted a Valkyrie figure and that Thor without the helmet. Do not have them yet. Hopefully I'll add them to my collection soon, but unfortunately they won't make the list. Nevertheless, we still had a lot of MCU related figures this year, so I'm very happy about that. And all you collectors out there that moan about not liking MCU figures, it's thanks to the success of the MCU figures and films, we're getting a variety of comic and MCU figures, so you gotta love it really. I collect them both, so I ain't got nothing to complain about. But here we are, my top 10 MCU inspired Marvel Legends of 2017. Let's go. So let's get to it. My top 10 MCU inspired Marvel Legends of 2017 are, starting at 10 with Starlords. Now I say Starlords because we actually got 3 different versions of this Chris Pratt inspired Peter Quill from the MCU. I've only got 2 of them here, as the third one come with the Ego 2-pack. Now apparently that has a better face sculpt than both of these, but even still, these are a massive improvement on the 2014 version we got. Both heads are different sculpts, obviously similar but different, longer jacket, shorter jacket, different colour t-shirts, Chris Jericho scarf. Both come with weapons and you can hold them on the hips. Both come with a little mixtape, I believe. The helmet only come with one of the figures, but you can use it on both, so you can mix and match and make your own Starlord. But if I pull in that 2014 Starlord, you'll see for yourself the difference. Now that's just 2 years of Hasbro, so Hasbro, whatever you're doing it right, because this guy, I liked him when he first come out, but now he does not compare. So yeah, I'm going to plan on getting the third Starlord, and then obviously I'm going to probably create my own and then keep one. But for now, Starlord gets to number 10. Now at number 9 we have Rocket and Little Ravager Groot. Now I just love these characters, and I'm glad that Hasbro gave us a second chance at the Rocket, because the first Rocket Raccoon we got was terrible. This one, you get 2 interchangeable heads, you get a couple of weapons, and he also has articulation as well, which the other one didn't. So I appreciate Hasbro at least giving this tiny little character a go. Rocket and Groot was a nice little set, as we didn't expect to get the Ravager style Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 film. And then as a little bonus, if you did get the Groot exclusive, then you did get these extra Groot figures as well. So we get the baby potted plant Groot from the end of the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, and then we also get just normal baby Groot as well. And these guys look great hidden amongst your figures on the shelf, and they're just really sweet. Again, love these 2 characters. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 film, so happy to have some figures to represent that. And they're such cool characters. So yeah, Rocket and Groot, number 9. At number 8, we have The Punisher, one of my favourite Marvel characters and one of my favourite TV shows from 2017. The Punisher series on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, get watching it, people. Really, really happy to finally get some Netflix figures. Didn't think it would be a reality, but thanks to the team at Hasbro, it's become true. And these figures are great. The only disappointing thing about these figures, and why they're not going to be higher on my list, is because they didn't really come with any accessories. Like, he come with 2 guns, which he's holding now, which is great. But if anyone's got that Mezco version of the Punisher recently, you'll know you can have plenty of weapons. You can never have too many weapons for the Punisher, and he also come with different heads. This one didn't. It just gets the 1 head, which is fine. Does look like Jon Bernthal, the actor, and he does play a perfect Punisher, doesn't he? Much better than the Shane in the Walking Dead. This is the perfect character for him. If this figure had come with more weapons and a couple of interchangeable heads, then this probably would have took the number 1 spot, as Punisher is my favourite character. But nevertheless, he's made the top 10, so yeah, The Punisher. At number 7, we have another Netflix figure with Daredevil. Now, ever since the series debuted in 2015 and this costume was revealed on the very last episode of season 1, spoiler, people have been making customs of it. And I very, very nearly paid someone to make me a custom of it because I loved the Daredevil show so much. But I'm glad I held out because now Hasbro gave us a version. And this is pretty good. Let's be honest, this is a great figure. Very accurate to the costume. The only disappointing thing is maybe the head sculpt is a little bit fat for the figure, but I can sort of see Charlie Cox, the actor, into there a little bit. But maybe an interchangeable head, an unmasked head would have been really good. So yeah, maybe because of the lack of hands. If we got a couple of fisted hands as well, because let's face it, Daredevil's always punching people, that would have been good. I like that we got his batons though, and they can even have a compartment on the figure to hold them. But yeah, this figure would have definitely been higher up the list, similar to Punisher, if he had more interchangeable parts and accessories, because the Netflix shows are so good, people, and I'm hope that we get a wave 2 in 2018. Fingers crossed. But yeah, Daredevil is my number 7. Coming in at number 6 is this Thor Ragnarok Hela figure, and look at it, it looks so good. Both MCU collectors and comic collectors wanted to get their hands on this figure just because she looks so perfect to her comic representation. And then Cate Blanchett portrayal of her in the film was great as well, and then we even got this unmasked Cate Blanchett head, which is great for the figure. Just for me, this would have been a perfect figure if it had a cape cloth, because I've had to use a stand to even get this Hela to stand because the cape's a little bit heavy and you can't get the figure to stand properly. The crown's so good, but again, it's just awkward to stand. I think the figure's just a tiny bit too tall. I think her legs are too long. I don't know what it is, but it's either the body or the legs are too long. But yeah, if the cape wasn't so heavy and she was maybe half an inch smaller, I think I would have preferred that, and it would have been hard to keep her off the top spot of the list. But she sits at number 6, mainly because I like the characters coming up a little bit better than Hela, but still, taking nothing away from this figure, it's so good, and both heads are great. Really, really love that Cate Blanchett unmasked head as well. And just while we're at it, shout out to the whole Thor Ragnarok wave of MCU figures. I have got the Loki as well, but I didn't pull it off the shelf. Haven't got the Valkyrie and the other Thor. I do want the other Thor because I want him without the helmet, and I'll get them soon. But these look like you've put your hand in the screen and pulled out the characters to have these figures because they look so good. So shout out to the Hasbro team yet again, an amazing job of these MCU inspired figures. Keep it coming. Sitting at number 5 are these Homecoming Spider-Man figures. I really, really like the Homecoming film. I think it was a great sort of kickstart that the Spider-Man character needed. No disrespect to Andrew Garfield, I really like those versions as well, but I'm so, so happy that Spider-Man is now officially in the MCU, and the film was great. Really like these character designs as well, obviously inspired by the Scarlet Spider-Man, and it looks great in figure form as well, like just as good as some of the imports. Really like the unmasked Tom Holland head. You can definitely see Tom Holland in there. If you say you can't, you're lying. I really like the colours as well. This is the version that come in the Iron Man 2 pack with the Iron Man Mark 47. Again, you can mix and match these guys. You can put the Tom Holland head on that, and you can have the down hood sort of accessory. I've obviously got mine on a stand, and I've made my own sort of custom webs. I've even got the tactical suit Spider-Man dangling from my ceiling somewhere, because they just look so good. The Spider-Man characters to pose and to play with just look so good. And yeah, wanted to give them a shout out. Like the unmasked Tom Holland head, he's going to be sitting in my Avengers shelf for a while, and then this guy's battling the Vulture, I think, on my top shelf. So yeah, shout out to these two Homecoming Spider-Man figures sitting at number 5. Now I admit it, number 4 is probably a little bit too high, but I can't help but love that we actually have a 6-inch version of Kristen Ritter, Jessica Jones, my favourite Netflix show, believe it or not. Yes, The Punisher's good. I've probably already said in this review that The Punisher's my favourite show, and I've probably said that Daredevil's my favourite show, but I think she is up there. Jessica Jones is, I've watched the series a couple of times, to be honest, and you get so invested in these characters. You watch the films and the films last 2 hours and you see them every 2 years. We've got 13 hours of Jessica Jones with season 2 on the way. So you invest so much time in these characters, to have them in figure form standing on your shelf is so good. And I think the only reason Jessica Jones is 4 on my list is because I love the character, I love the character design, and I never thought we would get a version, an actual official Netflix version of Jessica Jones in Marvel Legends form. But it is a reality. It's actually happened. So I think that's the reason she's at number 4. Yes, we didn't get no interchangeable heads or any accessories or nothing like that, but it's hard to sort of give her different parts, as this is what the character is for basically a whole season and for the Defenders. Maybe a couple of different facial expressions or different hands or whatnot. But yeah, this is a perfect looking Jessica Jones, inspired by a perfect Netflix show as well. Looking forward to season 2 coming out in March. And yeah, Jessica Jones, my love for Christine Ritter, got her to number 4. In joint third place are the Daughters of Thanos. I couldn't separate these two on the review because I think they are both amazing figures for £20. These are import quality figures. They are perfect in regards to the character design. They look exactly like they look on the film. Nebula looked perfect. You get 2 interchangeable hands with Nebula as well. You get the little gun that she has in the film. Obviously Gamora, you have her sword, you get a retracted sword and then an actual sword as well. And then you get this massive rocket gun, I suppose, that she has in the film. And you can see she has a holster for a sword that just fell out. But yeah, these two are so good. Honestly, they use that new 3D scanning for the face, and it's just perfect. Well, I'm using the word perfect a lot. Obviously, nothing is perfect, but for Marvel Legends, this was definitely a massive step forward. And it just makes me very excited to see what they do with the Infinity War figures. So I'm going to throw in the Build-A-Figure along with these two, as they're all 3 of these are female figures from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 film. So you probably won't see Mantis in my top 5 Build-A-Figures, as she was, you can't really class her as a Build-A-Figure. Well, she is obviously an official Build-A-Figure, but she's just so small. It's just a character. Like, she fits perfectly with these 3. She is now official member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, these 3 look so good together, so accurate to the film. It's crazy. Again, it's like putting your hand inside the film, pulling out the character and creating these little figures. So Hasbro, hats off, great job. Nebula, Gamora and Mantis, these 3 female Guardians of the Galaxy, make it to number 3. At number 2, continuing our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 theme, we have Yondu. Now, I loved the character of Yondu, and I'm so happy we now have him in figure form. And I love that Hasbro gave us 2 interchangeable heads. One that how he sort of looks through the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and then the second one with the extended fin. And you can, it's just perfect. Hasbro, great job yet again. And I love how they tried to do the arrow effect. Now, obviously, that just, it plugs in and out. It would have been nice to get a separate arrow as well, so you could have that arrow in the holster without the effect. But I'm guessing you could buy a double and cut it off or make a custom arrow. That shouldn't be hard. But I love having him posed like this on the shelf with his little whistling face. And again, I love how the face looks exactly like Michael Rooker, even though Michael Rooker is clearly not a blue Smurf, but you get my point. It looks perfect. Again, using the word perfect a lot. Nothing's perfect, but very close to. Hasbro are doing a great job with these MCU figures. And yeah, this is a good, solid Yondu. So what could possibly beat Yondu to my number 1 spot of MCU figures? What else could make number 1 on my MCU-inspired Marvel Legends list than this beast, the Vulture? This is an amazing 6-inch figure. No other toy line even attempted to do a Vulture, but Hasbro and Marvel Legends team did, and they did not disappoint. A lot of people turned their nose up when Hasbro said they were doing Build-A-Vehicle and it would be the Vulture wings, but after the film come out and everyone loved Michael Keaton's portrayal of Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, this figure is even better. The only thing is missing is an unmasked Michael Keaton head. Now, I don't know if they couldn't do that due to his likeness being similar to the Batman and other characters that he's been in the past, but even still, I may have to order a cast online and get my own unmasked Michael Keaton head, because that is the only thing missing from this character. Other than that, this figure is amazing, and it opens the door to other possibilities that Hasbro can do Build-A-Vehicles, maybe a Build-A-Vehicle hover chair for Professor Xavier. Obviously, we got the Riders line coming out for vehicles. Maybe we can get some sort of Quinjet. How good would that be? Obviously, it would be massive, but still, a 6-inch Quinjet. If Mattel can do the Batmobile, then why can't Hasbro do a hover drone, which is actually the Quinjet that can fit a vehicle, fit a figure inside? Mind blown. I hope they make that. I know that idea is never going to happen, but how good would that be? I've just convinced myself that is the best thing Hasbro could do. But yeah, this is a great figure, people. Just the design of the figure is so good as well. And the articulation they managed to get on the wings. And yeah, Hasbro, hats off. And again, I know I'm cheating. This is officially a builder figure, but the Vulture did come single packed, and let's be honest, he's incomplete without his wings. So it's my list, my rules, my channel. The Vulture makes my #1 spot on my MCU inspired Marvel Legends of 2017. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. Start a conversation. I'm very interested to see what you think. I love the MCU. Anyone who watches my channel know that I love buying these figures and going and watching the movies that they're inspired from, and building that little mini MCU on my shelf. Can't wait for 2018 and Infinity War. What are you looking forward to? Let me know. Again, I have a builder figure top 5 video to come. I've already uploaded the top 10 comic-based Marvel Legends, so if you're interested in that, check out the videos tab, hit that subscribe button. Lots more content on the channel. Watch and support my little channel grow bit by bit. It's much, much appreciated, people. But until then, I'll see you on the next one.